through various schemes and programs aimed at providing jobs. And as the global community celebrates the annual International Youth Day with the theme Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health, we will, on this episode, be taking a look at the place of youth in national development and the quest for Nigeria to transform food systems. Do stay with us. World over, it has been acknowledged that there is need for inclusive support mechanisms that ensure youths continue to amplify efforts collectively and individually to restore the planet and protect life while integrating biodiversity in the transformation of food systems. With the world's population expected to increase by 2 billion people in the next 30 years, it has become recognized by numerous stakeholders that simply producing a larger volume of healthier food more sustainably will ensure human and planetary well-being. It is projected that other crucial challenges must also be addressed, such as the interlinkages embodied by the 2030 Agenda, including poverty reduction, social inclusion, healthcare, biodiversity conservation, and climate change mitigation. The need to address this challenge informed the theme of this year's International Youth Day celebration tagged Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health, with the aim of highlighting that the success of such a global effort will not be achieved without the meaningful participation of young people. In Nigeria, the day was marked at various levels, with the federal government taking the lead by hosting a national conference that brought the public officers and youth together. The historic Interfaith Conference had in attendance top government functionaries led by the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, Princess Adejoke Orilukpe Adefulire, UNFPA representative, among others. The conference offered the platform for the government to acquaint the youths with the numerous empowerment opportunities initiated by the government over the last 6 years. The Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Dare, in his keynote address, listed the empowerment programs to include Empower Nigeria Youth Investment Fund, the National Young Farmers Scheme, Accelerated Agricultural Development Scheme, AADS, the Creative Industry Financing Initiative, CIFI, Digital Skills Entrepreneurship, Employability Leadership, DEEL, Presidential Youth Empowerment Scheme, PES, the Energizing Education Program, EEP, and the National Survival Fund, amongst many others. The minister maintained that in the quest of the government to tackle the unemployment in Nigeria, particularly among youths, which was further deepened by the COVID-19 pandemic, the President Muhammadu Buhari's government has been seeking innovative ways of combating the tide by expanding youth opportunities for the actualization of their potentials. The minister stated that this year's theme, which seeks to highlight the urgency of transforming food systems, particularly in the wake of a global pandemic, is very apt, adding that Nigerian youth are crucial to the transformation of food systems and in the overall actualization of the 2030 Agenda, which includes poverty reduction, social inclusion, healthcare, biodiversity conservation, and climate change mitigation. Commending the President's effort on youth development, the minister said the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration, through the ministry, MDAs, and other partners, will step up awareness creation to enable the youth to make informed decisions on food choices in line with the increasing global education on the healthiest and most sustainable options for both individuals and the environment.
According to the concept notes of the 2021 International Youth Day, the young people hold a crucial role as we work towards the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals and related frameworks. Recent global priorities have centered on fighting the impacts of climate change, unemployment, poverty, gender inequality, conflict, and migration. Many nations, including our dear country, Nigeria, have witnessed young people's unprecedented mobilization around the world, which has demonstrated United Nations Brother World Program of Action for Youth, an initiative focused at promoting the general well-being and livelihood of young people, with priority focus on education, employment, poverty, hunger, environment, drug abuse, etc.
At the event, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, Princess Adejoke Orilope Adefulure, in her remarks, stated that her office recognizes the role of youths in the implementation of the SDGs at all levels and has been taking necessary steps to alleviate their plights. Princess Adejoke Orilope Adefulure, while noting that the Nigerian government has continued to show commitment towards the overall actualization of the SDGs in Nigeria, adding that the OSAP SDGs over the last 5 years has partnered with 9 ministries and NDAs, including the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, to integrate the SDGs into central policies, programs and plans. Also emphasized the need to encourage and engage youth as stakeholders to carry the baton of leadership and innovation to chart the kind of sustainable and inclusive future which the global agenda envisions, specifically Goal 2, aimed at providing sustainable solutions to ending hunger in all forms and achieve food security by 2030.
In the last 5 years, we have worked closely with the 9 ministries, departments, and agencies of government, including the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, to integrate the SDG into sectoral policies, programs, and plans. At our office, we recognize the role of youth in the implementation of SDG at all levels. The proportion of young people in Nigeria aged 15 to 44 is estimated to be around 43.1% of the entire population. During this productive age bracket, it is very critical that youth are engaged to foster sustainable development, and as a major stakeholder group, they must be encouraged to carry the baton of leadership and innovation to share the kind of sustainable and inclusive future which the 2030 agenda envisions. Specifically, SDG 2 seeks sustainable solutions to end hunger in all forms by 2030 and to achieve food security. Achieving this goal will require better access to food and significant commitment to sustainable agriculture. This entails improving the productivities and income of small-scale farmers, promoting equal access to land, technology, and market, as well as promoting sustainable food production systems and resilient agricultural processes. It is also require increased investment in the agricultural sector through financial resources, technological innovation, and human capital.
Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Talen, said that this year's International Youth Day theme speaks to global success, which will not be possible without the meaningful participation of young people who, by virtue of their innovative minds, represent the future. The minister acknowledged the remarkable contribution of women to nation building, while reiterating the need to overcome the issues of mistrust, insecurity, ethnic and tribal differences towards collectively achieving President Muhammadu Buhari's next level agenda, adding that youth are the symbol of continuity in the social and economic development of any society, and that there is need to engage them in stirring greater advocacy to enhance the transformation of food systems in Nigeria.
The 2021 theme, Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health, speaks to the success of this global effort, which will not be possible without the meaningful participation of young people who, by virtue of their innovative minds, represent our future. On this special day, I want to celebrate 2 energetic female youth, Ese Brume and Blessing Oborodudu, who succeeded in putting the Nigerian colors on the global map at the Olympics. As a Minister of Women Affairs, I feel proud that women have done it again. This is truly worth celebrating, and at the appropriate time, we will roll out the carpets and beat the drums to honor them. As a nation, there are There are daunting security challenges, mistrust, and ethnic cleavages, but we must come together beyond our traditional and tribal differences and work towards advancing concrete actions to interact and support President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, to achieve the goal of the next level agenda. It is no illusion that the youth, male and female, constitute a majority of the total population of the country. They are always seen as the symbol of continuity in the economic and social development of any society. Therefore, their participation as critical stakeholders will stir greater advocacy as we take the message to the grassroots. In view of their population and vibrancy, they can help accelerate our quest to transform the food system in Nigeria and our efforts in achieving the zero tolerance against hunger and gender-based violence.
Also at the 2021 International Youth Day celebration was the Honorable Minister of State for the Federal Capital Territory, who said the 1999 Declaration of the United Nations to set aside a day to celebrate the young population and address youth issues remains one of the most important decisions ever made. She added that achieving food security requires integrating young people who constitute a higher part of the workforce and the most energetic group of any demography into national development plans.
The occasion is important because the youth form the most populous and energetic group in our demography. They are also significant because they constitute the largest workforce. Youth are not only relevant in our future sustainability, they are contributing their effort in our present development and strides. The theme of this year's celebration, Transforming Food System, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health, cannot be achieved in isolation without engaging the youth, particularly if we take into cognizance factors embodied by the 2030 Agenda, which include poverty, social exclusion, healthcare, biodiversity conservation, and climate change mitigation.
Also speaking at the event, Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, remarked that the Youth Day theme, Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health, raises the focus to certain global concerns which include food security for the teeming population and innovation as the response to socio-economic challenges. Ngige also noted that with the youths constituting about 70% of the Nigerian population, the high unemployment rate should be seen as an opportunity to mobilize and deploy youthful strength through innovation to produce healthier foods using simplified environment-friendly technologies for enhancing the quest for sustainable development.
Nigeria is blessed with a youthful population with over 70% of our nation's demography in the economically active and working age group. Nigerian youth, both at home and in the diaspora, have proven their mettle by distinguishing themselves in various fields of human endeavor to make Nigeria proud among her peers. The current challenges of high youth unemployment rate in the country, also exacerbated by the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, should be seen as opportunities to mobilize and deploy youthful strength through innovation to produce healthier foods using simplified technologies that are environment-friendly for the assurance of sustainable development.
The Minister of Labour expressed confidence as he stated that Nigerian youths, both home and abroad, have continued to make the nation proud and distinguish themselves among their peers. He added that the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment will continue to provide opportunities for the young to acquire new skills, especially in agribusiness and various skills acquisition centers set up by the ministry through the National Directorate of Employment across the country.
The Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment identifies with the Nigerian youth and will continue to make available to our teeming youth population opportunities to acquire new skills, including agro-business skills and green job skills, delivered at the various skills acquisition centers set up by the ministry and the National Directorate of Employment in various states of the Federation. The Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment will continue to work closely in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Youth Development and other stakeholders in order to plan and equip the youth with skills marketable in Nigeria and the African continent, leveraging on the opportunities provided by the African Free Trade Area Agreement and similar opportunities.
The Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim, urged Nigerian youth to use the occasion of the International Youth Day to reflect on their roles and expectations as the emerging generations of visionary leaders as they continue to strive towards excellence in their entire endeavor, because the youth remains key in the quest to achieve prosperous nation. The DG appreciated President Muhammadu Buhari's administration for demonstrating great commitment through the various policies and programs it has initiated. He added that leveraging on these policies and programs will put the youth on the advantage to make enormous impacts.
Let me use this occasion to reaffirm the commitment of the NYC management to the mandate of the scheme and our support for all the youth policies of the federal government. As managers of the largest youth organization in Africa, we are not oblivious of the attendant dangers of manipulating and misleading our youth. Therefore, I enjoin our youth to eschew social vices, including violence, corruption, cultism, banditry, vandalism, rape, drug abuse, lawlessness, and ethnic jingoism. In particular, I urge you not to allow yourselves to be used under any guise for the destabilization of our country.
Country Director for Food and Agricultural Organization, Mr. Fred Cafill, in his remarks stated that the 2021 International Youth Day comes at a very important and critical time globally, as the 2021 has been marked as the year of the United Nations Food Systems Summit to be facilitated by the Federal Ministry of Planning, Budget and Finance. He said there is evidence that Nigeria's food systems have not been functional, as youth and women are excluded from the food systems. He, however, noted that with the considerable size of Nigeria's youth population, there is significant scope and entry point for the youth to contribute substantially towards addressing the gaps and releasing the bottlenecks that hinders the transformation of the nation's food systems.
The FAO has initiated many initiatives and interventions to support youth participation in agriculture, particularly as enshrined in our country programming framework, which seeks to promote climate-smart and climate-resilience agriculture, to encourage youth to make agriculture cool, as they said, and to attract many entrepreneurs to invest and develop viable livelihoods and income-generating opportunities. We work also to support sustainable management of natural resources through support to developing innovative solutions that will encourage youth to participate and contribute in addressing climate-related mitigation and adaptation actions.
To encourage the youth on possibilities that abound in agriculture and food systems chain, various entrepreneurs shared their stories aimed at motivating the youth to get engaged.
One of the key things within our organization is to see how we can solve zero hunger, which is SDG Goal 2. And we do this by our social welfare. That is one of our thematic areas where we go to communities to give out food items, encourage those living in poverty, how we could help elevate them from poverty, which is one of the vision of the organization. And also at the same time, when it has to do with youth innovation, we're also an organization that channels youth and encourages youth. What are you doing to be different? What are the innovation and ideas you're bringing to Nigeria? So it shouldn't just be a youth by our leaders are going to do it, but what difference are you trying to make as a youth in the country? We need innovative ideas that could help farmers. This is just a wake-up call for all youths to come up with innovative ideas that is not just going to be beneficial to we Nigerians, but also put us on the global map.
Highlights of the events commemorating the International Day celebration in Nigeria included a panel of discussion where different views concerning the food systems were put to perspective and a drama and dance performance by various youth groups. With a needed atmosphere for innovations among the youth to thrive, my colleague Desmond Utonwe engaged the Minister of Youth and Sports Development further. Take a listen.
Honorable Minister, it's been an eventful day for you today at the International Youth Day celebration with the theme Transforming Food System. What would you say, or how would you say this has actually gone in terms of preparing the youth for contributing their own quota to the transformation of food system in Nigeria?
I think what the International Youth Day theme has done for us this year is helping us to look at the contribution of our youth to national development through the eye of food systems and innovation. And I think the dominant word here, or the key word here, is innovation. The innovative skills and minds of our youth transcends not just food system and agriculture, but also covers several areas, like I said, from agriculture to medicine, to education, to commerce, to marketing, and just on and on. I think this offers an opportunity to sit back and take stock, but also to come to the realization that our youth, they are the core of our development, because their innovative skills will be needed to move our world forward.
The innovation is very, very key, all right? And most people would tell that you need to make provisions for that as government, create the right environment for innovations to thrive in the country. Would you say your ministry and the government at large has probably done enough in trying to create that environment for innovations to thrive among the youth?
I think in 6 years, the President Muhammadu Buhari-led government has done quite a lot and is doing more. And I'm just going to speak to just one sector, which is the fintech. There's no government that has been able to develop the kind of licensing regime that we have on the fintech that has helped our youth. It was designed specially for our youth. Unlike when you need to go through the long, tortuous process of banking license, the fintech license comes designed, ready to go for our youth. And that's why Flutter Wave and a couple of other fintech companies are able to survive and then make hundreds of millions of dollars. There's so many other payment platforms that we have across the country that have benefited from fintech. But beyond that, we look at about 40 to 45 youth-focused programs in 6 years under President Muhammadu Buhari. That is unprecedented. I think what's important is that our youth must apply themselves. They must search for these opportunities. They must apply themselves to these opportunities so that they can benefit from it. And I can go on and on. The Nigerian Youth Investment Fund, the Empower program, nothing like that. The most significant youth empowerment program in the entire sub-Saharan Africa. I can just read them off. And I think that this government will do more, but we need our youth to be able to apply themselves to these opportunities so that we can scale up those that benefit from it.
Yeah, applying themselves requires that they are pointed to the direction that's where these programs are. Are we doing enough to point them to those directions?
Well, I think we are, because since October last year, when we had the youth come out and make certain demands, and then around that demand, you had several other demands come together. What we have done is to kind of give greater visibility to youth-focused programs, where you can find most of this information on the social media, the platforms where the youth engage. Most ministries and departments and agencies now put their information on the platforms where the youth engage. And ultimately, it also boils down to the issue that if you spend 7 hours online daily, do you devote 30 minutes to look for opportunities yourself? I'm a product of opportunities. I devoted time to searching for opportunities online. And I think we've also tried to make the process of recruitment more transparent. We've also tried to accelerate that process. I think our youth should just plug in, give the government the benefit of the doubt, and I think they will benefit.
Large youth population for Nigeria, is it a blessing?
Well, I think that it's important to use this occasion of the International Youth Day to speak directly to Nigerian youth. Like I've said often and often again, the youth of our country, Nigeria, they are a resource, to be honest. In another 10, 15 years, Nigeria's greatest resource will no longer be oil, but the youth of our country, their innovative skills, their enterprise, and so many things they bring to the table. And I want to say to the youth of our country, the future starts now. They are the engine of development for our country. We have seen them transcend in several spheres. We need their energies, we need their wisdom, we need their skills to be able to turn things around for this country.
And that's how much we can take on the program this week. Do keep a date with us next week for another insightful episode. I am Toyin Nkamiang John. Thank you for staying with us.
This present government has done a lot on the train modernization. They came in and completed the Abuja Kaduna, and we have 9 stations there, 5 stopping stations and 4 crossing stations, making 9. And when we started in 2016, we started with 2 trips, then we later moved on to 8 trips. And we are talking about moving to 14 trips a day, and we have been able to send 10 DMUs, 10 coaches, and 2 locomotives new. We have 12 stations on the Takbere line. It's about 312 kilometer length of track, and it's over 35 years old. And the government came and took it up, finished the track, built modern stationing, and the stations are finished. Working on the signaling. We all hope to start the commercial operation by the end of September.
Since coming into office in 2015, the Buhari administration has recorded unprecedented achievements in all sectors, especially in the provision of infrastructure, which is the key to economic growth. Never in the history of this country has any other administration done so much with so little. Recall that when this administration came into office, the price of crude oil, which provides for 80% of Nigeria's budgetary revenues and 95% of foreign exchange earning, dropped drastically, thus reducing the amount of resources available to the federal government. In spite of this, the administration has continued apace with massive infrastructure development.
This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
We are all Nigerians. Against all odds, we shall and must remain united. We may have our challenges, our problems, and setbacks. However, together we shall overcome them all. What doesn't break us shall make us stronger. This is the mindset that shall bring peace, progress, and prosperity to our beloved country. Do not let tribal and religious sentiments govern how you think, act, or feel. Don't be influenced by those who want to destroy our precious national unity. Everybody who is a Nigerian is your brother and your sister. This is the mindset of the new Nigeria. It is also the mindset that we must all adopt. Let us support each other in creating the Nigeria of our dreams. This message is from the Nigerian